hit record, and then we're going to take it live and we're going to go right into our Facebook group. So let me just make sure that that happens, Cyndi, and then we'll get started.
You're fancy with I don't have that yet.
You can get fancy too if you pay another $90 a month. New life, new me. Okay, let's go live. Connecting. And then we'll have the recording up and running on Zoom. And I'm just going to close some of these tabs. And we are officially up and running in our Facebook group. Let's give everyone a moment just to jump on and log in. And if you guys want to tag your teams and ask them to hit refresh. Cyndi is my favorite Isagenix person. She is incredible. I'm really excited to have her on the call. Let's just make sure that we're live in the group because I definitely want everyone to be a part of this. You are just phenomenal, and I'm so happy that you're my friend because we get to learn from one another every day. And that's the beauty of Isagenix, right? We always share our success secrets. There's no secrets when you're
There are no secrets.
So you are you're not from Ohio, you're from Connecticut, right?
Right.
Cyndi is married. She's a mom of 4, 3 girls and 1 boy. This is just off the top of my head. That's how much I love you. Cyndi is a compensation plan expert. Cyndi hit platinum in October, 8-star platinum, which means she maxed out her first business center and is now building a reentry. And that's so cool because you got to do it with your dear friend Lisa, who's also on the team, and me. And that was pretty exciting for us. You are an earner of a trip to Maui, fully paid trip to Top Achievers because you hit platinum. And what most impresses me about you is that you have personally, the number might be higher now. We spoke last in August on our call. We talk every day, but last time we spoke about this, you had 15 personally enrolled executives. Is that still the case?
I have 14. My son is this close. He'll be 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're almost there.
Okay. So you're in this with me the same time, 5 years, and you have almost 15 personally enrolled executives. So,
and you've enrolled triple, maybe quadruple the amount of people I've enrolled. So we all have our different gifts and talents.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But it's so wonderful to learn from different leaders because I feel like my team is so sick of hearing from me. And you know what? The beautiful thing is that Cyndi is not a strong enroller, but she's a magnificent team builder. And she got to exactly where I am in the compensation plan, if not higher, because she's able to team build. So it's not just about personal enrollment. So hi, Anna, thank you for commenting. So as we're going on with our conversation, I'm just going to be giving shout outs and celebrating people that are watching, and some people might have questions and we'll be stopping to answer those. So share your story with everyone because I just love you so much and I love your story and how and why you came into this. How on earth did you find out about Isagenix? Because you live where the Amish people live. You are like in the middle of nowhere, my friend. And that is no lie.
No, literally, if it were daylight, yeah. And you could see buggies going right by my office window if it were daylight behind me. So yeah. So I did home parties in people's homes with 2 different companies over the course of 20 years. I'm not a company jumper. I spent 10 years with each company. And it was, with 4 children, and I had 4 children in a 7-year time span. So, I had my hands full, and it was a good, I was a stay-at-home mom. So it was a good way for me just to get out of the house a little bit at night. And I loved it. It got me adult time. going. I made friends. I got into personal development. I went to conferences. And the first business was really, I always say, like a discount on products. But the second business that I was at, I got to the top level in the first 4 years, and I stayed there for 6 more years. And it was a very different pay structure, comp plan than what we have here. But that was, I was one of 26, only 26 that were at that level. And I dreamed of more. It was wonderful. I would have front seating with my name on a chair. Like, I loved all those things, but I never ever got a 6-figure income working for 10 years with the same company, being at the top level. The most I ever earned was $67,000, which for a stay-at-home mom, I can't even tell you how I thanked God every night for that money. That was unbelievable for a stay-at-home mom. And I really was able to contribute to my family. But I knew there was more. And so I've been into fitness forever. I love to work out. Angela teases me at conferences because she'll be like showered, ready to go. And I'll be coming back from the gym when we bump into each other in the elevators. But I love to work out. So I've been into fitness forever. I'm a marathon runner, fitness instructor. And I thought, I've got one more company left. I could do one more. I could do this one more time. So I started researching health and wellness because I just thought that'd be a perfect fit for my lifestyle. And I really knew nothing about any other companies that weren't home parties. That's all I ever knew. I didn't know you could do something from a cell phone and a computer and not leave your home and go do parties. So when I started researching, my world was just, it exploded. And I started researching all the health and wellness companies. And if the products had soy in them, they were out. Artificial sweeteners, they were out. So very quickly, I got down to a couple companies. Then I started watching compensation videos. I started watching company celebrations and annual events and really researching the integrity of the ownership and all of that. And it was very easy. The reason you guys are all here, very easy to know that I found the best health and wellness company. So I joined 5.5 years ago, around the same time Angela did. I actually met her sitting by her at an event, and they called her name to earn the President's Quest, and she's sobbing. And I see someone cry and I cry. I don't need to know you. I could be in an airport and you're saying goodbye to a loved one, but if you cry, I cry. And so I'm crying with her, and I was just so proud of her, and we just became instant friends. And so we've just cheered each other on, and we love the fact that we both have different gifts and talents. Our personalities are very, very different, but we can be the best of friends and really support each other, encourage each other, and help each other. And that's one of the most precious gifts this business will give you, is lifelong friends that you never would have known otherwise.
Yeah, I love it. And I think my team is not surprised at all to hear that I was crying. They So let me give some shout outs. I want to say hello to Bessie, Vic Brunetti, Olga, Ruth. Vicky said, I love my Cyndi. Allison, Paula, Lana, Inga, Jen, Lacey, Teresa. So glad you guys jumped on. So Dawn Harmon watching. We have a few people who are actually live on the Zoom. We have Amanda, Christy, Heather, Kristen, Mark and Ruth are brand new on the team, down 32 pounds together. We have Robin, Michelle Kleiman, and Victoria. Thank you guys for jumping on. This is going to be amazing. So you've done your research, you've done your homework. Unlike me, who I was like, all right, I'll come on and try a shake. You really did your homework because you have some experience in the industry. And it's very hard to believe that there were only 27 at the top, whereas here in our company, there's well over 250 something at the top. Millionaires. Your highest year in your company was 67,000. These people are earning 3, 4, 5, 1.2 million. I mean, ridiculous numbers. So you found the company. Let's talk about what happens when you put the products in your body, because you are a health enthusiast. You're not someone who has a big weight loss story. And this is something that's very inspiring to me, because when I hear people say, I need to wait before I share with people, or I feel embarrassed. I'm not at the perfect weight yet, or I want people to ask me. You have people like Cyndi, and actually our top 10 income earners, if you look at them, they're not tremendous weight loss stories. So talk to me. How does even a slender person like you begin to feel results? What was your product story?
That's a great question. And I've had even, I still had product results, even though I was at that time, I was working out more than I do now. I was running 6, 7 days a week at that time. And I followed the program very strictly. Like, I love a glass of red wine on the weekend. Back then we couldn't have coffee, and I'm a coffee girl. And so I had no coffee for 60 days. I didn't have a glass of wine. I didn't eat anything if it wasn't, I really followed it. And I did drop a couple pant sizes. I was shocked because I didn't really think I had much to lose, but I did. And I lost a lot of inches. So I was psyched with that. But I think what was first of all, I enrolled people without ever trying the products. That's where my belief level was. So probably one of the best things I can tell you if you want to have success with this is get your belief where it needs to be, and you talk with conviction. Even if you don't need to be at your perfect gold weight, and you don't need to look like a perfect Barbie doll in order to have success. You'll see a lot of top earners that don't, that aren't at their end weight at the end of their transformation, and they're still doing very, very well. But you have to have the belief. You have to have the mindset that you can do this. And see, that's where Angela has been amazing, because she didn't come here for the business. She had a great product experience. She wanted everyone else to feel as great as she did. She started sharing just purely out of the love of the products. And look what's happened to her. So you can be in either camp, but either way, you have to have conviction when you talk, and you have to believe that you can be successful at this. And that's the most powerful thing. And like you just talked about that couple down, I think you said 32 pounds. When people see you during that transformation and they see your results, they do get fired up, because people are aching and dying to have results from a program. They've tried everything. Even though I didn't have a lot of weight to lose, trust me, I did every program out there. I had 4 babies. I had baby weight to lose 4 times. And so I would get back to exercising as soon as I possibly could, but it was a challenge to get that weight off. And the older I got with each baby, the harder it got. So I wish I would have had this back then. It would have made it so much easier for me. So I think, what really maybe set me apart was that I had the belief, because I had done my homework about isogenics before I signed on. So my belief was way up here before my box came.
Yeah.
I was a manager. We didn't have the manager title then, but I was a manager before my box came.
Yeah.
I hadn't tried anything.
So let's talk about beliefs. So hi, Christina. She's a first-time listener. I'm so happy that you're on. This is the best person to start with. Bessie says, I love her pure heart and passion. Welcome, Ed, to the call, and Marina. So let's talk about the different belief systems, because for me, I know that there had to be 4 core beliefs. Number 1, the beliefs in the products. I mean, if you guys love the products, drop a heart emoji. If you have had some results and you know these products kick butt, drop a heart emoji or click the heart sign. Yes. So the first thing is being a product user, right? Putting the products in your body and having a wonderful product experience.
Yeah. And if you don't have much weight to lose, and that's not going to be your story, talk about the energy you have. Talk about the sleep that you're getting. Talk about your stress levels, because I'm telling you what, that Ionic Supreme, when they call it happy mommy juice, I know there's dads on the line. I love you, Ed. It's happy daddy juice too. But that can calm people's stress, nerves, anxiety better than any other thing I've ever tried. So talk about whatever it is that you're getting from the products if you don't have a weight story. And you don't need to lose 100 pounds to be successful at this. You just don't. That is such a misconception.
100%. And I have a lot of people who are getting to learn the products, and they want to know everything, and they need to know every ingredient. And what we tell them is, you don't. People want to hear your story. What's your story? And even if it's not a weight loss story, you can share with people. Before the program, I was exhausted. I was constantly taking naps. I was in a mental fog. I felt bloated. I didn't feel happy. All these different things, how you felt before. Who introduced you to the program? what you've experienced as a result of, and what's your mission now. That's the
Exactly.
story. That's what people want to know. Are you going to help me? Am I going to have results? And are you going to stick with me through this? So
Hmm.
putting the products in your body and really making a list of the changes that you've experienced, it's enough. The products are enough, right? So let's talk about belief in the company, because you have been with two other companies. And I know our company, for me, good Lord, I love this woman. You know who I'm talking about, the big guns, right?
Oh yeah.
What sets this company apart than the other ones?
And this is the only company I've been with that I can say with, again, conviction, 100% conviction, when they've only taken away one thing since I've been here, the holiday bonus pool. And when I had some team members, I had some leaders on my team so upset about that. I'm like, guys, this company, if they take something away, it's only because something better is coming. Don't even think what for one moment you're not going to get something better out of this. They come out with January Jolt, and they've got all these things lined up that are going to make people more money than they ever would have earned in the holiday bonus pools. So that the fact that they're always doing more for us, better incentives, more money in our pockets. The companies that I worked with before, my husband, every time I would get an incentive and boxes would come and I'd get gifts, he's like, can't you just get cash? Like, how much more of that stuff do we need? And it was really true. And here you get cash, more cash, more cash. So depending on what your goals are and how much cash you want to earn, what your goals are for your family, you can earn it here.
Yeah.
And there's so much support that even if you're new, and I always tell people, if this is your first company, you have hit the jackpot. The grass is not greener anywhere else, because not only was I with two other companies, I've done my homework. I researched so many other companies, and I was also someone that when there's a product out and you needed to join to get the discount, I did that. So I did scrapbooking, everything. I've done it all, and I know a lot about all the different comp plans out there, and I've never seen anything like this. So I really feel like, it comes from the heart of Kathy, who you're talking about, and Jim, how amazing he is with numbers. But I really feel like this is the most amazing comp plan. And if you are willing to roll up your sleeves and do some work, you can really maximize it and make a huge impact on changing your family's financial blueprint.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's give a little bit of history about the company, because we have a lot of new people listening and watching. Jim and Kathy were already successful. Kathy had maxed out 3 different compensation plans. Kathy Coover, our co-founder. Jim was one of the founders of the Cambridge diet in the 1980s, and he took that company to well over $1 billion. And John Anderson, who's known as the Mineral Man, holds many, many, many patents for incredible products that he's created. John Anderson was bit by a recluse spider and almost lost his life. His daughter, Kirsty Cody, actually donated one of her kidneys to her dad. And this is the Mineral Man that invents our products. And he reached out to Jim and Kathy, and he said, we've got to do it right. We've got to come out with the best products, no compromise on quality, on ingredients. And he reached out to Jim and Kathy because they were the best in the industry. And they hung up on him. They wouldn't accept his calls. And he knew that Jim Coover loved Harleys. And he actually told Jim that if he would just give him his ear, he would give him a Harley. And so the company was born. And if you ever go visit our corporate headquarters, you will see that beautiful motorcycle that started it all in the front lobby. But this company was built on integrity. It was built on doing it right. It was built on the vision that we are going to create the best products and create the most 6- and 7-figure income earners that this industry has ever seen. And we're building a legacy company, and they have been priming their son, Eric, to step up to the role, and Eric now has a child. This is a company that is designed to be around for generations and generations to come. So can you talk a little bit about the history of the company and what that meant to you? Because for me, it means that my kids are going to be okay, that my grandkids are going to be okay, that we're safe. We found home.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I don't know that I need to add anything more than that because I feel the same exact way. My oldest is my only boy and he's 23 and he's doing the business now with me. And I, I have such a feeling of security around that because I know what he's doing now is setting himself up for a tremendous future. And it's just so exciting to me. It can offer you peace of mind, which is so huge. And I think that's, are you really doing an e-shot this late?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I have 2 more calls after this. I got to ramp it up.
That's why you're so good. You do e-shots even at night. Oh, there's your golden nugget, guys. There is your nugget. Do them at night too. Oh, so anyway, I just feel like if you're someone that like I'll share this, I'm more of the risk taker, the visionary, the dreamer. My husband's more of the conservative, saver, very cautious about things. And so this was something that once I started really doing well here and I surpassed that 6-figure income in my first year, which was absolutely amazing. And I incorporated my business and now I mean, it's crazy what's happened. Now he feels such a sense of security and peace and, very similar to what you've done with your husband. My husband put in his 2 weeks notice 3 years ago at his job and he's still there, but he's there like 10 hours a week. I mean, it's like not very much at all. So he sleeps in the morning, he gets up and he has his Ionics tea, we work out, he showers. If he wants to go to work that day, he goes in for a couple hours. He has no stress, none. And I've been able to provide him with that. So if that's at all appealing to you, if you're in a job, I have a lot of team members that the reason probably I have so many executives is I have a lot of people that aren't in love with their work. And so they're looking to replace their income with Isogenics. And so they know to do that, getting to executive as quickly as possible is the way to go because that's where you can start making that full-time income. And so it can offer you that. You can replace a full-time income if you want to stay home. And we have so many people that are now staying home and not just moms, dads too. And it's amazing to be full-time families and be able to travel together and bring your families wherever you go. That's another thing that's different about this company than the company that I came from. Kids are welcome. Like you bring your little girls and they're on stage waving away and that's not normal, Angela. This is your first gig, so it's normal to you, but it's not normal. And our families are welcome here because family is a priority for this company. So there's I could spend 5 hours talking about why network marketing and why Isogenics. And it's really interesting to me. Never in my last 2 companies did I have people approaching me to leave, to look at other opportunities. But since I've been here and I've reached a level of success here, I do get that quite a bit. And it is so funny to me because I would never even consider another company. Never. I not even to look at it. I wouldn't even look at it. So I just always very nicely say, Angela, thank you so much for thinking of me, but I am absolutely the most fulfilled I've ever been in my life. I get to make huge impacts on people's health and their wealth with Isogenics, and I am just not interested. But I'll be here if anything changes for you down the road, because to me, like everybody should be here.
Absolutely. So your first year, you made 6 figures. Your second
first full year,
double that. Your third year, multiple. And by year 4, you hit cumulative millionaire. And now 4.5, 5 years into this, you have maxed out your first position and now get to build. So let's talk about it because I really want people to know. I mean, hitting executive is a standard. Of all my accolades, the thing that I'm most proud of is that I hit executive and I've never fallen off. Tell me why executive is so important. And then we'll talk a little bit about the roadmap, the ACMDE. But let's talk about the benefits that come with executive and those leadership pools and why it's so important. And then we'll talk about creating consultants a little bit.
Sure. Executive is when you're ready to take this from a hobby and maybe just sharing a little bit to being a professional, you want to be an executive. When you get to be an executive, It's not just about the title, which is great to have. It's not about the level, the status. It's really not about all of that. It just unlocks a ton of perks for you. And my absolute favorite perk, Angela, and I don't know if it's the same for you, is the executive match. So the way that works, guys, is when you have, at that point you have 10 consultants, and those 10 consultants are cycling and earning money now, and you get your normal pay just as always. But in addition to that, they take all of those 10 consultants and add up how many times they're cycling in a week, and you get an extra 10% of that. So say the 10 consultants cycle 10 times that week, you get an extra 1 cycle. Well, in the beginning, you get that extra 1 cycle for doing nothing except staying paid as executive, and you get $54. You're like, yes, yes. Well, then guess what happens when they cycle 100 times in a week? You get 10 extra cycles. My highest week to date, it was Mocha Shake Week, and I received 50 executive matches. Now, I know a lot of you probably have 50 cycles on your vision board that you'd like to cycle 50 times in a week. That was my executive match because my team, all my consultants, had cycled 500 times that week. I mean, so that can really add up to be some significant extra income for you. And it's super critical that once you get there, you stay there. And I've had a lot of my people have fallen in and out, and I'm always just saying, try to get back as soon as you can. I do incentives around it. Like I've been doing an executive type of a retreat or something where you have to be paid as executive to come, because that's how much it's that important to not only get there but to stay paid as. So that's my favorite perk. The leadership pools, Angela and I have made a huge amount of our income through the leadership pools, and you can't play in those until you start, you can play in the director pool first, which you can make some significant money in the director pool. And then when you hit the executive leadership pool, that's when really great money can start to happen to you. And my greatest year was last year, and I had over a 6-figure income just from the leadership pools and being paid as executive. So it's just, if you want a serious income, and if you really want to grow this business, and you really want to change your family's financial blueprint, executive is where you want to be.
Yeah. So executive, you're getting 10% of what all your consultants are making each and every week. Not just one time. Every week you make 10% of what your consultants are making. Guys, that's huge. You don't have to know numbers to know that's amazing.
I'm not a numbers person at all.
Not at all. Executive leadership pools are $125,000 each month, if I'm not mistaken. And those are split between the executives. You got to be in it to win it. Some months it was a $15,000 paycheck, and they pay you based on your growth. That's in addition to your PIBs, that's in addition to your cycles. So if you grew a couple cycles and your team is growing, they reward you more money for doing well. My friend who's worked for Mayor Bloomberg for 15 years got a $50 gift card. I mean, this is you are working for yourself. You can make as much money as you want to based on your growth and how much you're helping your people grow. Mm-hmm. And the comp plan is very simple. You share and they share and repeat. That's it. And then the third reason why I believe in executive is because you can't expect others to do it if you're not there. And if you set the pace, guys, if you run to executive first, you are leading by example. Can you imagine if you sign up 10 friends who all know 2 friends who eat, right? That's 30 people in your organization. And can you imagine if those 10 found 2 friends that eat? That's 30 in theirs. That's 30 in theirs and 30 in theirs. And in turn, that's 300 people making money in your organization. That's a beautiful thing, right? So for me, it's not about enroll, right? Because if you just sponsor, they go away, right? So it was very important for you, I know early on, to create consultants and show people how to get their products paid for. So what does that conversation look like? Because some people are like, no, I just want to lose weight. I don't want anyone to know. I don't want to share. It's too awkward. Nobody wants it. Everyone knows about it. It's too saturated. Whatever people think, these are all just they're not true. They're things that are going on in here, right? Because there's only 500,000 associates between 15 countries. I mean, I think there's 500,000 people in Brooklyn alone. You know, we haven't even scratched the surface. What does that consultant making conversation look like with you? Because it's such a critical part. If they're getting their products for free, they stay.
They do, and I believe manager is like the secret sauce. So I go past the consultant, but of course you start there. And if I go off track and I don't come back to this, just remind me. But what I wanted to say before I even answered that is have a sense of urgency. So when I got started, the reason I hit executive in 7 weeks, and the reason I did that was because I left my last business and my income went to zero. So I was used to making a couple $1,000s a month and my income went to zero. So I wanted to get it back as quickly as possible. I asked someone, I asked my upline, what do I need to do? She said, get paid as executive as quickly as you can. That's what I did. So your goal might not be different. If this is your first time in a network marketing company and you're not replacing an income, that's not going to be your goal. So you have to make sure you've got a why. Angela had a big why, so that's why she got herself so focused and got into action and got working. So you need to make sure your why and your vision is big enough that you will have a sense of urgency to do this quickly. And even if you've been around for a long time and you're just now fired up for executive, that's fine, because it doesn't matter time frame wise. You may not get your crystal bonuses, but you will still get $100 for your first 20 consultants you promote. Yeah. So what I say to everybody, when I get anyone started, I just enrolled someone today. And this is someone that was brand new, stranger, never met her. We're Facebook friends now, and that's it. And so when we were getting her package all together and I was talking with her about her options, picking her choices, I talked to her about the Isobody Challenge, because to me, every single person should do the Isobody Challenge. It's very comfortable to talk about that, even if you're brand new. I call it a loyalty reward program, and I tell everyone you can do this loyalty reward program 3 times a year and get $600 a year in free products. So why this is important is because now I've planted the seed of free products in their head. So they're thinking, okay, $600 off of my groceries for the year, right? So they're already thinking about that. And then I move right into, and when you have results from the program, like I know you will, and people ask, we also have a generous referral reward program where Isagenix rewards you for your referrals, and that can help pay for your products altogether. You can get them discounted or for free. How does that sound? And most people are like, oh, I could totally get into free products. And I even have said things like, if I get any resistance at all, I will say something like, hey, Angela, you don't have to worry. You don't need to do the business like I do to get the referrals. You simply use the program. When people ask you about it, you let me know, give me their name and number. I'll call them. I'll help them. I'll coach them. But you will get the referral rewards. As soon as they get the little Isagenix card and there's referral rewards on it, they want to know more. Then they'll be calling you, okay, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? I say that to everybody. The other thing I do with every single person is, Angela, do you have anyone at home that's going to be using these products with you? Most often, someone has a spouse, significant other that might get into their products, so they might want more if they're going to be sharing products. So do you have someone at home that might be doing the program with you? Or do you have any friends, sisters, relatives that might want to do it with you? Because I can tell you this, from years of experience now and all of the people I've coached, it is more fun, and you will have better success if you find a couple accountability partners to do it with you.
Love it. Love it.
So
and so
that's it.
So true. And it's always better together. So let's say they get their 2 friends. When do you start? Do you draw the circles? Do you start showing them the upfront money, the $10,000 on the table? How does that conversation lead in? Let's say they're a consultant and they're like so excited. They're like, yes, I got my credit card. When do you talk about the time sensitive bonuses? Because I mean, guys, there's $10,550 on the table. You can hit consultant whenever by finding one person on the left, one person on the right. You have to be active with 100 BV. That's your own personal order every 30 days. But Crystal Manager, there's $450 extra on the table for helping these 2, right, husband and mom, find 2 within the first 60 days. So that's important to know. And whether you're interested in the business or not, you might want to tell the person who you've sponsored because they might be interested. And when they do that, that's 6 more people in your organization that you're collecting volume on. So how
Yep. So I do what you just said. Okay. So once they get their first 2, then I tell them what the next step is. Some people want to know more right away. And if they do, I give them a crystal executive map. I show them how to print out the rank advancement flyers under contests and promotions, the double your PIB page in the contest and promotion area. I have them print those things out. If they're at my home, when I do my sip and samples, I'll hand them out right then and there. Even if everybody gets them, even if they're not interested, I hand it out to everybody because you never know. And that's something else. You just can't judge anyone because you might say, oh, she makes a lot of money. You know, she's not going to be interested in referral rewards. I'm sorry. I don't care how much money I make with Isogenics. I still will do 3 IsoBody challenges every year. And so will every family member that is in my house that I'm buying products for. I still look for sales. I still go to the sale racks. Every time I go clothes shopping, I don't pay full price for anything. There's a lot of people like me that no matter how much they ever earn, they're going to be thrifty with it.
Yeah.
So tell them how they can save their money. And I had a guest on my team call Monday night, and he talked about if you have any fear at all in sharing Isogenics. So even if it's just, you know, you're brand new and you're fearful about talking about it, you're fearful about what other people think of you. He said, he says, it was Aaron Hairston, and he's just amazing. And he said, can I tell you one thing you can do so that you'll never have fear again about sharing? And my team's all like, yeah, they're so excited. He said, it's a gift. You are giving a gift to someone. Have you ever been afraid to give someone a gift before? And we're all like, well, no, you get excited to give a gift. You love to give a gift. You're anticipating how people are going to feel when they open that gift and unwrap that gift. That's what we have here. We have a gift. We know how in 5 days, if anybody's newer than 5 days on the call, you'll get this in 5 days. In 5 days, we knew how these products made us feel. And we realized what a gift we had. Within a month or 2 months, we just were thanking God for this amazing gift that we were given. Why would we not want to share this with other people? I mean, it's my obligation to share this with as many people as I can. And whether it's my personal network or it's, you know, I've enrolled Angela, and Angela might have a bigger network than I could ever have. I want to help her people. And that's the residual side of this is you don't know who your people know that could be from different countries, that could be absolute superstars, that could be an Angela that can enroll 1 million people, that could be a Cyndi that loves to create leaders. You have no idea if you don't share this precious gift.
Yeah, I love it. And it's so true. And, you know, I heard Lynn Hagedorn say, and honestly, even if you don't have upline support, you can reach out to anyone on the team. We have such a great team that anyone will assist with a 3-way phone call. Cyndi is very big on hosting launch parties, but I have to tell you, I feel like for me, it was Google ISA FYI, diabetic. Google ISA FYI, how to host a launch party. Google ISA FYI, compensation plan. When you want it, if you want it, it's there. It's not that complicated. Just share with people. And what I say is this: some people won't, and some people will, and that's okay, because the ones that do, they're the ones that are worth waking up for every morning. You know, to get on a coaching call and listen to clients' results and how much their life has been impacted, there's the beauty and the joy in this. You can help a lot of people change their life with this program. And so I hear Lynn Hagedorn always say, don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. So are you there, Cyndi, or did you freeze? Oh, I think we might have lost our connection. So you let me know when you're back. So basically what Cyndi does is with every single person that she signs up, she has them print a race to rank advance, and you can Google Isogenics rank advance. And basically she sits down with her people and they each write out 10 names, and she has a copy and they have a copy, and then together they work on it. and they map out who they're going to talk to, how they're going to speak to them, when they're going to schedule their call. And there's no right or wrong way to share with people, to meet with people, or to talk with people. Cyndi is very big with her sip and samples. She has weekly launch parties in her home. I have 2 small kids and don't have weekly launch parties in my home. But there is absolutely no right or wrong way to share Isagenix. And I know that Cyndi really sticks with her people and works with them and runs with them all the way to executive. So that's really, really important, guys. And what I would say is, in the beginning, we are all fairly bad at this. We talk too much. We might not listen enough. I think Cyndi's trying to get on, but she's having some trouble. Hang on one second. So don't worry. You know, it really doesn't have to be perfect for you to be able to share this gift with people. The success that Cyndi has created is remarkable, and she's not the only one. There's over 250 I don't even know what the number is now, 256 millionaires in the company. And we all have the same roadmap. ACMDE. And you can Google Lynn Hagedorn's compensation plan and just follow the tracks. It's really you share plus they share, repeat. There's nothing more to it. And if you go to your back office under contests and promotions, check out those leadership pools. It's worth it for you to know. With each level that you get to, you want to step to the next stepping stone. So if you hit director, you want to read about the director pools. You want to find out what the incentives are, how you can maximize $5,000 extra every month in those pools, not counting your cycles and your PIBs and everything else. So I don't know if she's going to jump back. I think she's incredible. 14 executives. Her son's in the business. Her son is going to be number 15. So if you are not an executive yet, I would invite you to make running to executive your goal. And if you have not created any executives yet, I would invite you to ask your team who wants to run with you, who wants to do this with you, and see who raises their hand, and work with them and talk with them and guide them and print out that race to rank advance sheet and help them, because it would be the same thing as if you're sponsoring them. Every single person is underneath you and you never lose any volume at all. So she is trying to come back. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get her back. Let's see. We might have to end the call and invite her back. She's having some trouble getting on. Okay. I don't think that she's able to jump back on. I wonder if I can make her. Let me see if I can send her a Zoom link and get her back as a participant. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, so we're going to end the call. We had Cyndi for a good 40 minutes. She is magnificent. She said she's trying. She's trying. Let's give it one more shot. I know she lives in a pretty desolate area, and sometimes these things happen, and that's okay. She's magnificent, and we can certainly get her back on again soon. Let's see if she can just log on via link. And let's see if I can make her a panelist. And if not, we will reschedule with our beautiful friend for another time. I see you.
Okay.
I see you twice. Okay.
All right. I think I got it.
Okay, so the last thing I really, really wanted to talk to you about, I just told them how you print out the race to rank advance list and you have your person do it and you have the same sheet in front of you kind of work together. The last thing I want to talk to you about, I know a lot of it has to do with mindset, Cyndi. How do you build leaders? What do you teach when it comes to leadership? How do you encourage people to really step up to the plate and start doing their thing, having the courage to start their own groups, their own team calls, not being afraid to take charge? Because often when you have such a strong leader like yourself, someone might feel like it's okay to take a back seat, you know?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably what I would say to that is, number one, I start off by believing in them. So the first thing I do is when I see someone that really has some gifting, some talent, some skills, even if the skills aren't enrolling, whatever it is, when I just see people that have that hunger, then I just reach out to them. I express my belief in them, that I'm here to help them. I ask them what their goals are. This is the big thing. I don't push this on anyone. What I do is I try to talk to everybody about what their goals are. So if I'm talking to you and I find out you want to get your husband off the road, you want him to be home with you and the girls, and that's really what you want, then I talk to you about, okay, how are we going to make this happen? And I told you, I'm not a numbers person, but I will still ask you, how much money do you need to earn in order to make that happen? And I'll divide it by $54 to figure out how many times you need to cycle a week in order to make those dreams come true. So a lot of it is asking questions. I am not building executives because I want my title to change. I am not building executives because of course, I love the money and the income that comes from it, so don't get me wrong, but that's not why I'm building them. I'm building executives because I want other people, just like we want other people to have these products because they're a gift for us, I want other people to have the business opportunity. I want other people to be able to stay home with their kids. I'm home with my kids. If they need something, I'm here. If we've got athletes all over traveling, doing all kinds of things, if I want to go to a game, I go. If I want to go to a tournament, I go. I want other families to be able to enjoy that freedom. I want people to be able to have a cash Christmas and not have to pay card bills off until the following Christmas. I want people to go on vacation. So I really ask a lot of questions to find out. It's all about them. Find out what they need. How can I best help them? So servant leadership is the thing I am most passionate about. How can I serve you? And when I find someone that's hungry and I find how I can serve them, how I can help them, then I just link arms with them and I work very closely with them until they reach their goals. So for my son, for example, I'm treating him no different than I treat anyone else. His why is because he just graduated college. He's a civil engineer, and he is not loving the cubicle life, and he is not loving limited vacation, hours that aren't flexible, not being able to do family things, even though he's only 2 hours away from us, not being able to be with us on things. He's not loving that. So even though he's got the degree, he's got a great job, he wants the freedom. So I know that is his why. So that's why he is willing to go to work, and he'll do what I say. He's coachable. I'm also someone that loves to empower people. So I teach them what they need to do so that they're not so dependent on me. In the beginning, they are. Just like your product users are more dependent on you in the beginning. You have to coach them through that first cleanse, and you have to really be on top of things that first 30 days with your clients. It's the same thing with someone that wants to grow their business. We have to really mentor them in the beginning until they understand what they need to do, and then eventually they won't need us as much anymore, and then we can kind of give them their wings and let them fly. But they're still always part of everything I do. They're still part of my business page. They're still part of my team trainings, my Zooms, my 90-day action plans, things that I run. But I empower them to step into their greatness, into their leadership, and let them shine.
Yeah. So what kinds of things have you been helping and supporting Tyler with on his journey? Just Tyler, for example. Do you do three-way phone calls? Do you host launch parties? Do you do what sorts of things should these guys be doing as leaders to support their people and teach and guide as opposed to doing the job for them?
Right. I'm a big believer in the three-way call. It's really funny. Tyler, now he doesn't need me so much when it's with young people, but if he gets a mom, he kind of, it's a little bit of panic. How do I talk to a mom? And so he really likes to hear what I'm saying. So it's not like he's just saying, Mom, I'm working full time. Can you call these guys for me? Can you call this one for me? I wait till he's off of work so that we can do a three-way because it's training for him. And I have him introduce me. I have him, tell me about the other person. So I'm teaching him the skills of connecting and the art of, edifying whoever you're talking about and talking to. And then I show him exactly how I do it. And then he listens and he learns. And we do this multiple times until he is comfortable and he doesn't need me anymore. But still, he will still get me on calls occasionally. If he's got someone that is more interested in the business, I still do calls for that. I still do any ones that he's slightly nervous about, I still do with him. If he has someone that maybe has some objections, I help him with that just so he can hear me enough times that he's comfortable with it. And he knows that there are no objections. There's just questions. Most of the time, if there's an objection, it's a fear-based their excuse. They are saying they can't afford it, not because they truly can't afford it. It's because they're afraid of spending money on a program when they've already tried everything else and they've wasted a lot of money. They don't want to waste money again. So you just ask enough questions, get to the heart of why they're, objecting. Usually it's fear-based, and then you can overcome the fear as soon as you answer their question. So he just listens to me and he learns and he learns and he listens and he's so coachable. And that's what I love about it. And so I do three ways. I do Zooms. We're 2 hours apart. We've done a few. Are you taking a picture?
I am. You're the only person I know who makes bangs look so good. And every time you and I talk, I want to get bangs, and then I realize how foolish I look with bangs. But I'm envious of the way you wear your bangs.
They're in my face tonight. They're driving me nuts.
Oh, I like this side thing, and I love the bang. I love your style, and I love your heart. And I have to say, I think that's perfectly sums up what and who you are, the servant leader. You just give and give and give. And even people who are 8 stars on your team, you all still collaborate and still work together. And what I love most about this is you're in a business for yourself, but not by yourself. And I always see you and the girls going on trips and doing things together. It's a really nice culture. It's a really great community.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I love. Like we talked about the friendships in the beginning, I get to work with my best friends in the whole wide world, and whether they're on my team or not. And what a great thing. We can choose not to deal with drama. I don't like drama. I don't like confrontation. We don't have to deal with that. We don't have to work with that. We can choose who we want to work with, and that's a gift. And we can bless people's lives like you can't even possibly imagine. I mean, the amount we had on our team last year, I think we had 9 six-figure income earners, 8 or 9 six-figure income earners on our team last year. And I think we're going to have 15 this year. Like I've got a lot more on track this year. That's a lot of people that are making life-changing money. People that never made 6 figures in their life. This isn't like, people that have done it multiple times and here's just one more time they're making it. These are people that have worked hard, had really hard work ethics, but had never achieved that kind of success before doing it here.
Yeah, and here they are doing it from the comfort of their own home while watching their babies grow. And I love your husband, and I love that you guys can go in the car and go visit your daughter at college and go support your niece at her game and just do all these wonderful things in life. I saw your husband just relaxed by the pool in Arizona, and it's nice to see that side of him because he wasn't always that way. And to think that you gave him that freedom, I see you guys working out at home. It really brings a lot of joy. And you know what I tell people? Don't quit your day job. just keep at it, keep working it. Even if you put in 1 hour a day, if you keep putting in that 1 hour a day consistently, soon you will have the ability to choose. When your part-time income exceeds your full-time income, then you will have an option to choose. You don't have to do this as much as Cyndi and I do.
Right. And there's some people that love their jobs and it's just not a priority for them. They want to continue doing what they do, and that's fine too. I've had both on my team. I have someone that she wanted to lose, and if you could see her before picture, you'd laugh. A little bit of belly fat, just a few pounds of belly fat. She had nothing really to lose, and she did a 9-day, and then she got addicted to the product. She loved it. She was a full-time hairdresser, also helped her husband in his job, 3 little kids. And she just started sharing because she couldn't believe she lost her little bit of belly weight and it was so successful for her. She started sharing. Next thing you know, she's exceeding her hairdressing income. And she's like, gosh, if I do this and I could quit that, I could be home on the weekends. I don't have to work Saturdays anymore. I don't have to miss my kids' events. I don't have to be gone in the evening. So she did. And oh my gosh, what an unbelievable thing that was. I mean, we just were so excited for her that she was able to do that. But I have other people that like their full-time jobs. So they do this. This is fun for them. This is fulfilling and it's fun for them, and they're not planning on leaving their full-time job. So it's totally up to you. That's what's so wonderful about this. You do work for yourself. You set your own goals. You decide when you want to work, where you want to work, who you want to work with, how much money you want to make, and you have a blast doing it.
At the very least, you get your products paid for. At the very best, you become an Isogenics millionaire and live the life of your dreams. The choice is yours.
You got it. Beautifully said.
Awesome. So I just want to check in. Everyone says they love you. We're getting tons of hearts. You are amazing. Danielle Ehrman said, thank you. You really are a very special human being. We will have you definitely back again to do a little comp plan training and leadership pool training. I know we're jumping on the 10 o'clock hour, but I just want to say how grateful I am for all that you do. I love that Isogenics attracts great people like you. You're one of my dearest friends, and just thank you for giving and giving and giving.
I feel the same way about you, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulty. That was the weirdest thing. You froze mid-sentence, and then I got kicked off. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So sorry about that, guys. But I want you guys to know how lucky you are to have Angela. She just walks the walk like no one else. And, you know, I look at what she does, and I'm in absolute awe, and you get to learn from her. And I'm always telling her, you know, you need to teach me how to enroll like you do. That is so amazing. That's an art. So when she tells you, when you ask her for her advice and she's doing a training, guys, take notes, listen, but do it. That's the thing. Get into action and do it, because she has done it, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just do what she says. Be coachable, do what she says, and you'll have the same success. You really will.
Thank you, Robin. Robin said, love fest. You're both great. Thank you so much, Cyndi. Guys, the recording is going to be posted up in our group. Cyndi, I'll shoot you a copy of the recording so your team can see how fabulous you are. And, thank you so much for doing this.
Anytime, Ange, anytime. Love you guys, and hope to see lots of you at Celebration in Nashville, and then hopefully get to see some of you guys making it to Top Achievers, because that's where, do you have anyone coming?
I'm gonna do a little promo for my husband cannot go, so I was gonna do a little team challenge and bring a guest with me.
Ooh, okay. So I've been to Maui with Isogenics, and let me tell you, if she's dangling a carrot, you need to go for it. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, we'll see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Love you. See you soon.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Good night, guys.